Hi, this is Mike, MPI Exhaust Technologies. Today I'm going to show you the installation of our clamp-on kit on a 2014 to 18 6.0-liter gas-powered Chevy pickup. First thing I'm going to do is I've already taken down the bulk of the exhaust system, but I'm going to show you where I cut it. And the reason I cut it ahead of this 2-bolt flange, GM started this, it was a high failure rate. The bolts broke and they leaked all the time. It was a high failure rate. So I cut it as close as I can ahead of that flange. I want as maximum clamping area for my pulse chamber. After we cut it down, I'm gonna just pop it out of the hangers, get it out of the way. We're gonna do first thing is we're gonna put a little mark on our pipe. And I mark everything because I want to know how far it's on or how far it isn't on. So I'm going to give me an approximate 2-inch mark. We're going to grab our pulse chamber. We're going to slip on our 3.5-inch clamp. We're going to slide our pulse chamber up over the factory exhaust on as far as it'll go. And I'm going to rotate and level it. I'm going to kind of just put it up here in position. The next thing I'm going to do is this front hanger. All of our hangers pop in the factory mounts on the right hand side. We only add one hanger to our system. So hanger number 63 is going to go right back in this factory rubber mount, and it's going to swing up and help support our pulse chamber. It tells you in the instructions where they go, but this is going to help support our pulse chamber. We get everything in position, and we want to make sure it's pulling straight down on our factory mount, so it has load force pulling straight down. I just slipped that up in position. Now I'm going to go front here. Put on my clamp around my pulse chamber. I'm going to slide the clamp all the way up to the edge of the pipe so we get good clamping force. I want to make sure it's pointed straight back in the chassis. I want to make sure it's parallel. All of our kits are for maximum wheelbase trucks. In other words, you don't have to consider yourself whether it's a short bed, long bed, or whatever. My head pipes, we design them so they're maximum length, and then we trim them to fit each individual wheelbase. I'm going to simply just slip it over, jam it on as far as it'll go. I want to bottom it out. And then hanger number 64 goes in the factory mount on the chassis. We're going to pop it in the rubber hanger. Make sure it's pointed straight down. Install the saddle. Get my nuts started here. And then I want to make sure it's pulled straight down so the load force on our rubber factory hanger is straight down. I want to look from the side. I want to make sure it's running parallel in the chassis. And I've already cut it like I said earlier. But in your instructions, there's a dimension from this rear end housing to the edge of this head pipe. It's just 33.5 inches. We're gonna measure there to there, and this one is 33.5. I'm gonna cut my second head pipe to the same dimension. I'll give you a second dimension here in a moment. But now that we know it's 33.5, and yes, I had to cut about 8 inches off the pipe, because like I said earlier, we make them for maximum wheelbase vehicles. You'll have to trim for your application and snug them up. I'm not going to tighten anything, final tighten anything till I have the complete system on. Hey, our head pipes are slotted, so we're going to crush top to bottom so we get a good sealing surface. And like I said, we want to slide it all the way up to the edge of the pipe. Make sure we get a good clamp. And I didn't get it final tightened, I just got it nice and snug. Right? This is our muffler pack. If you notice on our head pipes, we run the offset down. We want to allow enough clearance for our mufflers and reuse all the factory hangers. So our head pipes always S down. I put a 2-inch mark on both them head pipes because I want to know how far the mufflers are on or if they're not on far enough. But I have a muffler pack here. They're marked inlet, offset inlet, center out. I've slipped a couple clamps on it already, so I don't have. And I'm going to slide them all the way on. Clamps. I'm going to install the hangers from the factory hangers to my outlets. On this truck here, number 65, once again goes up in the factory hanger, slick it up, slide it up in the factory mount. Hanger number 66 goes to the inboard muffler, factory hanger, and I'm going to just pop them over the edge. And I'm going to just finger tighten them here. I'm going to put my turn downs on this system right now. And once again, I'm going to mark it 2 inches. I want to know how far I'm in the muffler or how far I'm not in the muffler. I'm going to slide in the first one, right to my mark. I'm going to slide in my second one to my mark. If you notice in our systems, they turn down below the rear end housing. It has nice clearance. If you want to shorten it, you can just trim off a little bit and move them forward. But in this application, I like them right there. I want them back as far as I can, and I want them pointed towards the ground. Now that we got those slipped up in positions, I can go start snugging everything. I want to slide my hangers to the back of the edge of the muffler, making sure I don't bury it on there. Now I'm going to go around and snug up my inlets, and I'm still on my mark. Just like that. Now you can go through and final tighten everything on your system and go fire it up and go have some fun. Now that we've completed final tightening, I want to show you some features of our exhaust kit. The biggest thing is, it took me years and years to patent this pulse chamber. This component here, where it comes in dual exhaust in the front, runs through the exhaust system, and then we split it back into duals. This little bump, this patented pulse chamber balances the length of the long side and the short side. So them 18 to 20 inch exhaust pulses, once they get balanced and split, cannot drone in the cab. Absolutely cannot. Our kits are built and designed for maximum performance and maximum fuel mileage. And of course, when you put this system on, your truck's going to feel light on its feet. You're going to hot ride it for a little bit. Give yourself a little chance. Let it get used to it. Quit getting on the throttle as hard and your mileage will increase 2 to 4 miles a gallon. And everybody says, well, how can that happen? When you get rid of the 3 pounds of back pressure or resistance that's built in the factory exhaust system, when you're running down the highway, you don't push on the throttle as hard. That's where it picks up the mileage with more power. This is Mike MPI Exhaust, where we build kits, ship them directly to you.